Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. This is Soul Healing. So we are answering the question of the day, what is their next move? Okay, I went ahead, I made 3 piles. Your timestamps, ways to book with me, ways to donate to the channel are in your description box below. You can always pause the video if you need to, take your time, and I will see you at your pile. All right, beautiful soul, on pile number 1. So what is their next move? We are really looking at somebody who is definitely feeling a bit lost in life. A lot of stubborn energy, a lot of not necessarily making any progress right now. This person could be dealing with some kind of an addiction. Perhaps they are moving through some kind of crisis, a betrayal of some sorts, some kind of loss they have experienced here. And it is very possible that they have been partying quite hard, celebrating in some ways really, really hard, to kind of suppress these feelings, kind of, in a way, not, they're doing it so that they don't have to really look at the reality of their situation. Okay, there's a bit of a financial loss, something financially is going on with them. Okay, and they're hanging on to whatever they have, in a sense they're being kind of greedy with perhaps their money, their time, in this connection. They're holding back. Okay, and I guess there, in a way, there is a lot to be said here. I think that this person has a lot on their mind. They want to share something with you, but in a way they keep it to themselves. Okay, there's a sense of shame that comes in with this energy for me. So I just want to throw that in there, that there's a sense of possible guilt, something along those lines here. And it could easily tie into the energy of, like, maybe you felt betrayed, or something along those lines here. But anyways, we're closing out a cycle of some really deep endings here, very deep woundings, a sense of perhaps doing away with this addiction. Okay, but in the beginning energies, this is a person who definitely just doesn't have what it takes to make it happen in their lives. At least that's what they're telling themselves. They don't really have either the money, the resources, things like this here. And again, we're dealing with very stubborn energigies. Okay, the earth, or pentacles, is already slow to begin with, and so it moves even slower in the reverse position. So we're dealing with a lot of stubborn energies. They're definitely not been good with their money, probably overspending, maybe spending a lot of money on things that they didn't necessarily need. Maybe that's tying into spending money on an addiction. And this could tie in. They just whispered video games. I don't know if somebody in this energy is addicted to just, buying video games, stuff like that. But nonetheless, they're just trying to suppress that energy. Okay, they're trying to forget that they have problems. So they kind of turn the other way, but at the same time, they turn away from you too in some ways. Okay, so again, they're not telling you everything that you need to know. And I get the feeling too, in this King of Earth, this is like, that energy of, like, it's almost a feeling of like they don't necessarily feel like they have the skills of for life, um this is why things are not necessarily happening for them, I guess, in a financial kind of way. Like things seem to be going around and around in circles for them. But it's really more ego. It's more ego for them, okay? And that can get a little frustrating, especially if you're somebody, who is at least trying, to put in the effort to make something happen, and then it just kind of goes nowhere. You know what I mean? It gets a little frustrating. So yeah, you would listen to that side of yourself that tells you, just forget about it. You're not good enough. But I guess what we have to remember is that, for every no, there will eventually be a yes. And if we walk up to the door and the door doesn't open after knocking on it for 2 hours, I mean, it's nobody's gonna ever answer the doors. That just means that we don't need to be going through that door. In a sense, it's our guides guiding us to the door that's going to open for us. And this is the reason why they're kind of falling into that trap of like, I'm not necessarily good enough for anything, we all do it. The King of Earth, I always talk about him, guys. They nickname him the Curveball King. His nickname is the Curveball King, but he's in the reverse position. So really, what is happening is that this person is just, they just don't feel like they're good enough for anything, really, and that's kind of sad. However, they come to some kind of aha moment in this energy. Okay, they do. They realize that they have to reach out to people. They have to reach out to people. They start asking friends and family, can you just kind of like help me out here? Perhaps that they do go to some kind of recovery for their addiction here. Okay, support. Now, in this energy, where, whatever this person is going through, their situation is very, very delicate. It's a very delicate situation. So this is really making me feel like this is going to go deeper and really tie into that addiction aspect, okay? They're whispering overspent on what? Money, okay? So in this energy, they have overspent money. Again, this person was not being very responsible. However, they do make some kind of breakthrough here, and their situation is extremely fragile. And unconditional love is being whispered in my ear. So a lot of this is just people stepping up to this person and saying, listen, we're here for you, okay? We understand what you're going through. We understand how difficult this has been, but we're here to support you, okay? And wow, I just got the chills. Sorry. That always catches me off guard. But friends and family are stepping up and just reaching out their hand to this person, okay? Of course, being guided by spirit guides and angels, hands down. They're definitely there helping this person become a better version of who they are, So I really am happy to see a card that's telling me that this person does make some kind of breakthroughs in their life, and I think they regain control of their situation, okay? And it is because they have the support. There's a lot of support here, okay? Makes me feel very, very good for this person. So see what ends up happening here. What ends up happening for this person. They eventually do, with the support of everybody, they make the breakthroughs that they need to break through. They're closing out this cycle. They're closing out that heavy burden, that deep wounding, okay? Now, some of this is tying into a childhood woundings, but there's a sense of recovery with this, okay? a sense of recovery. They finally get back on their right path here. They find their happiness again. But right now they're kind of blocked, okay? They're kind of blocked, but this energy steps in, takes over, and helps them push through this. They find their happiness again. Again, it's because they have this epiphany, this aha moment, this I gotta pull it together, basically, you know? So this, you know, moving forward, their next moves in life are feeling very inspired. Okay? This person begins to see a future that is very bright for them. They see a lot of new beginnings. They see a lot of excitement comes through here. A lot of excitement. Things start to pick up for this person. And it leads them back into success. Oh gosh. Okay. Cool. Oh. Okay. I didn't see the card down there, but I was talking about being divided. This person's energy is definitely being divinely guided. Okay. Look at all the support from the universe, stuff like this here. Okay. They will eventually make a move back towards you. Okay. We just have to remember that what they're going through is a very delicate situation. Okay. But this all ends on a very happy note here. Very happy note. They come, it's like the stars are realigning for this person. They come to some kind of realization that they have to grow up. They have to pull it together because they're suffering. There's a sense of suffering when it comes to this. Okay. So there's a bright future, a new beginning for you and this person. They definitely do come back around. They see the opportunity with you. Okay. It says, listen to your life. Oh wow, this is kind of tying into this card. Okay. So the path will reveal itself. So absolutely, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, this person, their next move is definitely towards you. They find their path. I was saying that here. I was saying that they find their path. They find their way out of this heaviness. Okay? And you can also take this as a personal message for you too, okay? So listen, you know, to your life. The right path will definitely reveal itself to you, okay? You know, and I get the sense in some ways that you can definitely be there to support this person. I'm gonna say emotionally, okay? There's an emotional support that you can provide to this person without, you know, influencing their decision on hurrying up and coming back to you. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense of what I'm saying here, okay? We want to give this person some time to pull it together, okay? We want to allow them the time and the space to properly heal, okay? If things get rushed, then things fall right back out of alignment here, and then we're here, okay? We don't want to be here. We want to be in the upright position. So let me know in the comments below. Okay, so they whispered. I love when that happens. I always get cut off. I love when that happens. So what they whispered to me was gambling, and I saw like a bunch of slot machines in Las Vegas. So they're tying in a gambling and addiction on top of the video game addiction. I guess what they're trying to pull through for me is the fact that this behavior is what's consumed them financially. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about, if this resonates. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in our next one. Bye. All right, peeps, and pile number 2. So what is their next move? Got a couple things going on, but I'm actually quite excited. We're dealing with somebody I heard missing their intuitive nudges. That's funny. Okay, so we're dealing with somebody who, they think to themselves kind of like negative thoughts. You know, they put limitations on just about everything that they can do and accomplish with themselves. You know, things that they're telling themselves, like, you know, I'm probably not going to be good enough for this person. You know, I get the sense too that they don't feel body confident, so they're not confident about their body, their image. Certainly not feeling confident about their money situation either. Okay, so they do have a lot of limiting self beliefs. If I can get that out of my mouth, we'll be good today. But they are basically their own worst critic. And they are listening to that critic very loud and clearly. Okay. But I think they end up gaining some perspective and some better understanding as to who they actually are. Because for them, I think that they have done some healing in their past, and they've realized that I guess in a sense they're a work in progress. Okay, we're all a work in progress, and I strongly feel like this person says, you know what, I gotta get it together here. Okay, especially financially. I gotta start. I have to start thinking of myself as somebody who is okay in this world. Okay, maybe they don't feel like they belong here. You know, there's a lot of that coming through. Okay, but instead of like judging themselves and beating themselves up, I think they start to understand that by doing that, they create this kind of block for themselves, and they get stuck there. This is why they have a trouble moving forward. Okay, and maybe it is they're having trouble moving forward from like past relationships that they've been in, which is completely understandable. I get a lot of people saying, you know, we were in this relationship for 8 years, and you know, I find it hard to move forward because I don't want the same things to happen all over again with somebody new. That's kind of what's happening here too. Okay, so there's a cluster of things that are happening. They just don't have the confidence, and they find themselves feeling, I guess, in a sense, trapped. They're trapped in just about every aspect of their life. That's basically what I'm seeing on the board here. However, here's the good news. Would you like the good news? I'll timestamp it right at the good news. There's a lot of good news coming through with this. I think that, again, this person does start to change their mind about everything. Okay, they gain a perspective, and they begin to fall back into balance here. Okay, now I will tell you that when they think of you, they think of you as somebody who's very positive, and I think also too, they want to be just as positive as you are with life. Okay, in a way, they don't want to carry over their burdens over to you, because there you are showing up as the sun. So I think they're gonna take some time to kind of correct their attitude, put away that ego talk, probably muffle out their inner critic in this energy. Okay, they're gonna shove a rag in its mouth and tell it to go away. Okay, but when they think of you, they want to match this energy. They want to match where you're at, and you are that positive, fun, vibrant. They see you very successful, and they want to be equivalent to that. Okay, moving forward, they gain this confidence. Like I said, they gain that confidence, and they will definitely be coming through here. Okay, we're talking about communication with the quickness. Okay, we're talking about either making plans to come and see you, moving things along here. definitely going with the flow of everything, going the flow with the communication, um, and starting to use their energy for the positive. Okay, they use their energy to definitely listen. This is your knight in shining armor. Okay, sorry. This is definitely your knight in shining armor. This is your romantic, of course, very, very emotional, charming person here. You know what I'm saying? And they know, they know you're somebody special. They can see themselves falling in love with you. Now, this is like, you know, the thoughts of marriage tie into this energy too, but that might be a little too overzealous at this point. So I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to get your hopes up, okay? Because we're still dealing with somebody who has a tad bit of, I'm scared, I don't know how to move forward. But listen, they throw themselves into this. They're like, you know what? I'm doing it. Forget it. I'm just gonna go and do it. I'm gonna go and talk to this person. I find them so attractive. I don't want them to slip out of my fingers. I'm making the move. And they do it on an impulse. This is such an impulse kind of move. Now this can also be a female's, a masculine, a female energy too. So if you are a man watching, you know, this could be, you might, not only do they see you as that knight, or vice versa. What am I trying to say? This is going vice versa for me. So if you are man, they see you as a knight in shining armor. If you're a woman, they see you as somebody who's truly beautiful, absolutely sexy, very warm, positive, very inviting energy, okay? So, moving forward, this picks up, okay? This picks up. They do definitely make a move, and it's going to be on an impulse. You probably won't even see this coming. I think it's because they finally act on an impulse, okay? They act on this impulse. We got two cards. Their spirit guides are tapping them on the shoulder saying, listen, we need you to gain the courage, be courageous, put away those nasty little thoughts here. And this is what they're struggling to do. They're struggling to do that. But finally they have that boom moment. Here I come. I am not letting you get away from me. Because they are trying to shed anything here. They're trying to release all of that, okay? There's almost a sense when the Eight of Air comes out in reverse, we're also dealing with somebody who's kind of has like a victim mentality. You know, they're like, woe was me, you know, but finally something just kind of kicks in for this person, okay? And they begin to trust themselves. They begin to listen to their intuition, and just kind of, again, boom, they act on an impulse, okay? So I think too, what they do, I think that they ask their friends a lot about their opinion. Can you give me your opinion on this certain person? What do you think about this person? How do I respond to their text messages? How do I approach this person? You know, they get nervous inside, and will say, well, how would you, you know, go and talk to that person? You know, because they see you as somebody who's so much bigger and better than them. You know, they have this perception of you that's like out of their league kind of feel, okay? And I think that's why they ask their friends, you know, how would you approach us? What would you do? You know, that's why they were tying in missing. They were kind of missing missing signs. They were missing the signs from their spirit guides here. Okay, they weren't listening to the intuition. And we stand back in our power when we listen to ourselves. Okay, when we start searching outside for answers with any kind of problem that we have in our life, we actually just kind of give away a lot of our power. We can regain control of that just by kind of taking a step back and start listening to ourselves, because we know ourselves the best. Okay. But then there are times that we do ask other people for help, and it does help to gain a perspective as to what and how to navigate through life here. So again, they begin to trust themselves. They begin to have a little more faith within them, and this is what's going to amplify that courage. It just overall amplifies that courageous feeling. Okay, after all, this is a night, and they move very quickly and very courageously here. Okay, so have faith. Faith grows when you act without knowing the end results. So that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. That's exactly what's happening here. They dive right in, and it's like, well, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? They dive right in, and I think Spirit has a way of kind of pushing and propelling this person into saying, you know what, go pick up that phone and either text this person, call them, make plans to go and see them. Get the ball rolling on this, okay? Again, they don't know the end result, but they're willing to take that chance. Again, they do kind of go with the flow of this, okay? So you can expect this person to come back around here. I'm going to say very, very shortly here. Very, very shortly. Okay. I think there's a message tying in here for you too as well. I think it's important for you to kind of surrender to the end results of how you expected this connection to kind of come together here. Okay. Just kind of go with the flow yourself too. Have trust and definitely have some faith in this. Okay. Your other half here that you're watching for is definitely working on courage, having a little faith and trust in themselves. So in the meantime, I think you can do the same. Okay. So let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about this. Definitely make sure to give the video a thumbs up if this has resonated, and I will see you in our next video. Love you guys. Bye. All right, pile number 3, let's get into this. So what is their next move? What are they going to do next? Lots going on here. I got like 2 different stories coming through, but stick with me here, okay? I'm a little concerned about some of this energy, okay? It is very possible that there were some kind of disagreements, perhaps conflicts, something that's created some kind of sadness in this connection. Now, it didn't necessarily have to happen between the two of you. It could have happened in their life. Something happened like this, but this is usually of a something that happens between the connection. Okay. Again, and it's not a very pleasant, happy feeling, but it causes a lot of thinking to happen. You kind of sit there and you kind of wonder, basically what's going on next. Okay. Or that's probably what they're thinking too as well here. But there's a lot of talk about time in this, guys. There's the Magician in reverse. We're talking about poor timing. This is not the right time. Okay, so maybe in their opinion or their eyes, they feel as if this is not the right time for them. Okay, there is the intent to come forward and possibly start something here, but they're not making that quick, sudden movement to do so. Okay, you know, and it's even a little bit slower because we're in the earth, the pentacle energy, so that's even running a little bit more slower here. So and I get I don't know if you guys can see, let me hold these up here, but these two cards, they look so similar here, that we have a clock here, we have gears and sprockets and spirals, and we have it happening in this card too, which I think is truly fascinating. And then we have it in this patience card. She has a little tiny clock here on her heart, which means, the connection here is going to take a whole lot of time here. A whole lot of time. Again, moving in this, the messenger of earth, that pentacle energies, is a lot slower too. Okay. And I can understand why you would even, you would have chosen this pick a card. Like, you're sitting there, you're wondering what is going on here. What are their intentions? What exactly are they going to do here? What's next? A lot of separation, a lot of time to either heal and patch up this connection. But in their perspective, they're not seeing this as the right time. Okay. Now, here's the second message that I was feeling with this too. You want to make sure that this person is not manipulating the situation here. So let's say, for example, the two of you were talking, you guys seem to be okay. All of a sudden, this person's messages or conversations or phone calls to you started to become extremely limited. Okay. And you're kind of like wondering, well, they used to text me every day. Now they only text me once a week. And then from that once a week, they kind of either disappeared, I've gone ghost on you. And then, maybe 1 or 2 weeks goes by, and then they kind of show back up, and kind of either shoot you a message or a call or something. They drop something in your DM, something like that. You want to make sure that they're not breadcrumbing you. You want to make sure that this person is not keeping you on a leash here. Okay. And what I mean by that is that you want to make sure that this person is not exploring their options and kind of leaving you second or third best here. Okay. Because there are secrets here. Okay, there are secrets here, and this is causing some kind of anxiety, but this also is an energy that says, there's a lot of fears that could possibly be surrounding this. Okay, and it could be, the fear of having more arguments or conflicts or something like that here. Okay, but I always say this, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, I always use the Queen of Fire as a message directly to the viewer, okay? And I elaborate on her so much, because if you feel like you are coming in second or third place with this person, or you don't feel like they're in it for real, or you're kind of guessing, or you're wondering what their next move is, you want to make sure that your standards are really high here, because this is what the Queen of Fire talks all about. Okay, she's a queen that comes through and says, I know my worth, I respect myself, and I know my personal truth here, okay? I don't allow people to manipulate me, because that's what's happening here. I don't allow people to hold back from me, keep secrets from me. I don't allow people to speak to me poorly. Setting your standards high and making sure that this person is meeting those standards, and if they're not communicating with you, and you were expecting at least something, whatever you were expecting, and it just doesn't seem to be coming from them, then you want to start to think about this here, okay? You want to make sure that this person is not trying to manipulate, okay? Really listen to yourself, okay? But then again, on the flip side of this, as I was saying before, there are some things that they are probably dealing with mentally, okay? And I'm not saying like mental illness, but they're working through things mentally here, okay? There's a lot of thinking taking place with this person. They're just kind of reviewing things in their mind over and over again. And I guess this is kind of tying into, the clock, it's just kind of over and over and over and over, okay? Because it's repeating, it's coming through here so much. So it is very possible that they're just kind of sitting and reviewing possible motives, possible direction in life, asking themselves, what exactly do they want in this connection, or anything else in life, okay? Now, normally in the Five of Air, we're talking about an energy that will come and at least apologize because I haven't been able to make contact with you. I haven't been able to talk to you. I'm working through some things here, okay? Or apologize for leading you on, something like that. That's what a mature, responsible, grown adult would do, okay? There are times that you can move on with your life without the apology, okay? So don't let that get you trapped there, okay? Don't get trapped. If you feel in your heart it's just time to move on, let this person go, then do so, okay? Without the apology. You don't necessarily always need an apology, but moving forward. Okay, so like I said, with the two stories that were coming through, again, we're talking a lot about time. Whatever this person is going through, it's going to take them some time. Things will improve here, okay? Again, we're improving there. It is possible that they have been dealing with their own health, mental health, perhaps, or dealing with somebody in their family who has some kind of illness, but nonetheless, the situation overall does get better, okay? Does get better, but we're moving so slowly, and I know this is not like something that you were expecting or wanting. It's something that you don't want to hear, okay? Let's see what the back of this card says. Schedule a sacred date with yourself. You deserve time for your life, which is, okay, I don't know if you guys have ever heard me say this before, but when things are moving slower in your life, beautiful. No wonder why she's also coming out to say this to you guys too. When things are moving a lot slower in your life, it's really the universe providing you a space and time to look after yourself, take care of yourself, doing what's best for yourself here, okay? Maybe it is possible that it is time for you to, improve your health, work on your health, doing yoga, doing things that take care of you and your health. And maybe it is, just maybe following your passions, I hear the word hobbies. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have been putting things to the side, putting your own happiness to the side, waiting for this person to come through here. I'm just going to strongly suggest that you use your best judgment, first of all, okay? Second of all, don't ever put yourself and your happiness to the side while you're waiting for somebody. Okay? You got to maintain your happiness. You got to maintain your health, and you got to do what's right for you. And even if it means pulling away and just creating that time and that space to love yourself. That's what the Queen of Fire says. I know how to love myself. I have to love myself first before I can love anybody else, is what she says. And you want to make sure that you're loving yourself fully and completely. So the little love handles on, or the little extra chub on your backside, you have to love that too. Okay, just be who you are, be authentic, be original, and just love yourself from the inside out. Okay, just remember that beauty is only skin deep too, guys. You know, and so really take a step back, treat yourself well, go out to the spa, grab a few friends, please make sure you are not sacrificing anything in your life, waiting on somebody to come through and make you happy. I get this a lot too. A lot of people say, I will never be happy until this person comes back. I'll never be happy. Whatever. Usually waiting on somebody else. That's usually how it goes in the comics, or in coaching too. But there was this one particular time I heard, I've been waiting for this person for 10 years to come back, and I have not been happy without them. And I was really thinking to myself, that's an awful long time to be unhappy without somebody. Awful long time. I can understand if they've crossed over or something like that, but yeah, there's a time to grieve, and everybody should grieve and grieve properly. But we're talking about people that are still alive. So waiting around for somebody to make you happy is very unhealthy. Okay, so just make sure that you are remaining that Queen of Fire. You're loving yourself. You are making sure that people are meeting your standards. People are respecting you. If you say to this person, I expect you to at least text me at least once a week, and they don't do that, it kind of makes you think, well, how important am I actually to this person, right? If you can't even get a phone call or a text message at least once a week from this person, so take a step back and think about that for a minute. Yeah, they are making a move, but it's like their own time. I mean, so slowly, you guys. I just want to throw that in and make sure that you're making sure that you're listening to yourself here. Okay, you're seeing through this veil. We want to see through this veil. All right, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this message today. I hope you've been able to take away something from it. Let me know in the comments below how you're feeling. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in our next video. Love ya. Bye.